know where in the Dragon Ball Super timeline this takes place. If this takes place like before Battle of Gods or somewhere else. I think this is a canon show, but of course, like I said, hopefully we'll get more details on like where specifically this takes place in the timeline and all that good stuff at San Diego Comic Con. I think over the next 3 months, of course, since the show is supposed to come out in 3 months, we're just gonna get blitzed with trailers and more information now. But of course, we know that, right? Sometime after the Buu saga, a wish is made, right? That turns, or some kind of spell, something is done that turns all the Z fighters, all the cast of characters into children, right? And of course, Goten and Trunks, that who are already children at this point in the timeline, they get turned into babies, right? We don't know what that means, of course, if for Pan or any of that. We don't even know if Pan's born, because, like I said, we don't know if this takes place before Battle of Gods and all that good stuff. But we know that the cast is turned into kids, and we don't know why. But we know that the plot is mainly Goku's the main character, of course, and then the Supreme Kai is gonna be the secondary main character, and then they're gonna go on this adventure to try to reverse this spell, and get everything turned back to normal. And then they're gonna go on these new worlds, these new planets, while they're trying to going on this big adventure to hopefully reverse things. We don't know the role of the other sea fighters, if they're even gonna be involved as much, but one of the biggest keys is Lily right here. I can pretty much keep everything on this image probably for the rest of the main villains, or the plot was gonna have some kind of connection to them, of course. And it would make sense if this takes place after the Buu saga, right? Shortly after, even before Battle of Gods, before they meet like Goku and Beerus and the others, it would make sense because the Buu saga takes place just shortly before the story. So it would make sense. But and a lot of people have made their speculation and their theories about, the role of Majin Buu and Babidi and what this means. But what Geekdom basically revealed to us, right? That in Daima, in this new show, that we're gonna get some explanation into the demon realm, right? Which is a part of the Dragon Ball universe. It's not hell. It's not it doesn't take place in a separate dimension or a separate universe. It takes place in Universe 7, right? And you could speculate if there's like a version of the demon realm in every universe, but in this show, or at least in Universe 7, there is a demon realm. I can't confirm that this is the demon realm in this trailer, but I'm pretty sure it is, right? Based on what Geekdom told us. So, in the demon realm, right? Of course, Bobby D takes Deborah, right, during the Buu saga, turns him into his right hand man, and we all know Deborah then eventually gets turned into a cookie by Majin Buu, and devoured, and he dies. So then we know Deborah is the king of the demon realm, right? And in this show here, of course, right, in this trailer, they have a bunch of animated moments from the Buu saga. It looks like these two characters are looking back at what happened during the Buu saga. Don't know how they had like bugs or something, or some camera footage or whatever. We all remember during the Cell saga, right? It was revealed that Dr. Dro had those little cameras that were watching the Z fighters while they had all their battles, right? We don't know if these new characters had something similar to that, but we see here, right? They have footage from the Buu saga, pretty much everything, right? And they know what happened. They know what happened to Babidi. They know what happened to Deborah. They know what happened to Majin Buu, etc. Right? And it's cool to see all this animated. But we see this character right here, right? This big, this small, kind of fat looking character right here. Based on what Geekdom says, we don't he wouldn't reveal to us what the character names were, but he said, well, that was information he cannot reveal to us yet, but that this character here is basically has taken over as the new king of the demon realms now that Deborah is gone, right? And that is causing a lot of conflict in the demon realm because there's other people that want the throne, right? Not everyone's in agreement that this guy who, this character should be the new king of the demon realm, right? So one thing that we're gonna see in Daima, we're gonna see in the demon realm as we get to learn more about it. We're gonna see other characters, basically, kind of challenging for the throne of the demon realm, right? To be the king, queen, whatever. So, um, Geekdom didn't give us any information on this character, even though from the back, this character does look like it could possibly be maybe a Supreme Kai, maybe an evil Supreme Kai, right? That's something that we've always kind of wanted to see. I know many people have always wanted to explore, like, are there evil Supreme Kais out there, right? Um, but we don't know. Of course, we know there's a Supreme Kai in every single universe, but are there evil Supreme Kais, right? That are opposite from, like, the Supreme Kai that we know. Um, which maybe, but we don't. There's no confirmation on this. No confirmation at all. But one thing that is interesting is we know that the Supreme Kai is gonna have a main role in this show, right? He's gonna be joining Goku on this adventure to hopefully turn things back to normal. We've seen the Supreme Kai, of course, throughout the trailers, right? And here, of course, we have the Supreme Kai right here, and there's Kabito. So we know that the Supreme Kai will have a big role joining Goku as they go on this adventure to hopefully get things back to normal. Um, but what other note that Danny made, or Geekdom made, sorry, I don't know, I don't want to call him by his first name. But the other thing is, there's gonna be so much new lore. Like, I want to assume this is the demon realm, but we just don't have that confirmation yet. Hopefully, we will hear in just a couple weeks after San Diego Comic Con. But um, you can see this is a big. This is also a big hit. You see Bobby on the screen, and you also see this character kind of like clench their fists, almost kind of like they want to get like revenge or do something in Bobby's honor or something like that. The other thing that was revealed to us was that there will be a new version of Majin Buu, or something similar to Majin Buu introduced to us in this show, right? Right here. So, and that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm not saying we're getting another Majin Buu, but we're gonna get something similar to Majin Buu in this character, or in this show, which could end up being the new big bad villain that Goku company have to overcome, right? And maybe, of course, we know that Dragon Ball, one of the themes is every new villain is stronger than the last. One that, of course, we don't know where in the timeline this takes place, but it's safe to assume if this takes place after the Buu saga, right? This new version of Buu or whatever would probably be stronger than all the other Kid Boos or all the other Boos before it. But also one thing to know, we don't know if since Goku and the others have been turned back into kids, if they've gotten weaker, right? We don't know if Goku will have access to like his Super Saiyan transformations and anything like that. Of course, we don't know where this takes place in the timeline, so we don't even know if Goku would even have access to God or Blue or anything like that. There's so much yet to be revealed, but we do know there will be a new version of Boo revealed to us in this show. That's all we know. We don't know like what his personality will be, but Danny or Geekdom did say in this video that this Boo would be different from all the other Boos that have come before it, right? So we can all just make our own little what that mean, right? Will the personality be different? We all know all the versions of Boo that we saw in the Boo saga were drastically different from one another. Fat Boo, of course, was of course addicted to sweets, and it could be brutal at times, but had a very kind nature at heart. Of course, we know the three different versions of Super Boo, right? Super Boo, Super with Gotenks absorbed. Super with Gohan absorbed was extremely powerful and extremely evil. And also having Piccolo absorbed into his mind frame made him super intelligent. And we know that Kid Buu was the strongest, but also had like a childlike mindset. He wasn't serious, but he could be drastically dangerous, right, with his power. So we don't know what to expect from this new Buu. We have no idea what the what to call this new version of Boo or anything like that. But we do know that there will be a new version of Boo, um, in Daima, which is gonna be interesting. But this doesn't surprise me because that's one thing Toriyama has been known to do that in the past, right? The look, especially when it comes to the OG Dragon Ball villains from Dragon Ball Z, Frieza, Cell, and now Boo. They've always seemed to make a return in some way in the show. Of course, Frieza, right? Even though don't I won't say Cooler because I don't think Toriyama created Cooler. That was just made for the DBZ movies, which are not canon. But of course, Frieza came back 3 times in the show. Of course, Mecha Frieza, which came place the one that faced Trunks before the Android Saga. And Frieza has come back twice now in Dragon Ball Super. Came back in the Resurrection F arc, came back in the Tournament of Power, and now Frieza's alive. And of course, Black Frieza is now a thing in the manga. Cell, right? Look at the Moro arc and look at all of the similarities to the Cell Saga, right? They took Toritaro and Toriyama took so many elements from the Cell Saga and put into the Moro Saga. And then of course in the superhero movie which came out 2 years ago, Cell Max, right? Cell Max was made based off Cell's second form and was directly tied to Cell. So this is not a thing. Dragon Ball, and of course Toriyama has been known to use stuff from the past, from past villains and past ideas when making these new stories, right? And it's gonna be very interesting to see how he does it again here with Majin Buu, or this new version of Buu, and these new characters. So yeah, so that's about it. Like I said, shout out to Geekdom 101 for giving us the information though on this maybe in 2026. But like I said, I'm gonna enjoy Daima because I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and I think this show is gonna be awesome. And then eventually the Dragon Ball Super manga will come back, which will give us more content to hopefully be be animated hopefully into the future. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Hopefully is coming. Daima is coming, and I know everything's been a little bit it's been disappointing to see. Basically we got this announcement way back in October. Here we are 9 months later and we almost still don't know anything about this show, but things are going to get ramped up here a lot here in July as we enter into the 3 months before Daima officially premieres. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to finally get some new information on the show, and now the hype can really build up to what should be an awesome way to celebrate 40 years of Dragon Ball. So yeah, but let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Like I said, we'll be covering everything going on with Dragon Ball Daima here on the channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed. You guys have the notifications enabled. But like I said, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all later. Peace.